Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the mountain. Well, we got a busy one ahead of us today, but I'm excited about it. But it's only about 8 o'clock right now in the morning, and you can already feel that humidity kicking, boy. It is kicking like Van Damme up in here. So it's gonna be a long, long, hot day. As you can see in the background, Uber has made it back to Come On Mountain. And today, we're gonna go ahead and put her to work on her first day back. I am very, very happy to have Uber back on the mountain. I'm ready to put her back to work. I am so glad that Simple Life Reclaim got to get all their stuff done that they needed to help them get in the basement. It's awesome. Uber did amazing. But now it's time for me to put her to work because Gary, because Uber's not his, babied her a little bit. But here on Come On Mountain, we're not gonna baby you. We're gonna put you to work, which Gary did put her to work, don't get me wrong. We also got the sawmill set up, and I am excited about this right here. This right here is the key to that cabin renovation over there. Gary came over yesterday. We put the sawmill together, which y'all probably already seen that video by now. But man, I'm excited about that. I do need to go get a welder and weld a couple of more of the tracks together to be able to make it at about 20 foot. So I'll probably be doing that probably after the 4th of July. We got Freedom Weekend coming up that we're gonna have to get ready for, probably in about the middle of this week. But I want to tackle this area mainly and try to get as much done in this area as possible. I need to bring Uber in here with the backhoe. I don't know if camera does it any justice, but there's quite a bit of dirt built up right here and along here. I want to level this area out right here as much as possible. And then I'm going to bring some of that rock over here. I want to move the big green egg to right there in that corner. I want to put that shelving together right there. And I also want to put this double burner on a stand together right here. And then put a table over there. I need to wash dishes over there, get the outdoor sink put in the back here, get all those dishes washed, and start making it a whole lot more convenient for me to cook outside, because I got the door here and it covers this canopy. So if it's raining, no matter what weather it is, I can just walk out the door, come out here and cook. I did not have that luxury over here because it's not connected to a door. So if it was raining or anything, I had to come out in the rain, check the food and all that, and then go kind of go back in the rain. So it was a pain in the butt, but enough talking this morning because it's getting hotter by the minute. Let's go ahead and get Uber fired up and get this thing started. Come on. Whew, it's already hot out here, guys. All right, I got that pile nice and leveled out with the backhoe, raked it out, shoveled a little bit. Now, up under these leaves where I cleared out this canopy, there's actually a little stump from an old tree right down in there. I'm gonna go ahead and dig that out with the backhoe, and then I'll level this out right here a little bit more. I'm actually gonna leave this stump right here. I've had a lot of people tell me to turn it into a table and all that other stuff. It's a little low for that. And also this porch is gonna come out. It's a 15 foot, so it's gonna come all the way out to here. So that right there is not gonna work. But I was sitting there thinking, and I was telling myself, Sel, what can you do with that? Well, I think I've came up with a cool little project that I'm gonna give a shot. It won't be anytime soon, but I think what I'm gonna do on that stump and also the one in the front, I think I'm going to try to take some old scrap wood from the sawmill and stuff. Once I start milling, I'm gonna try to mold it into a mushroom cap little deal, and then put some chicken wire on it and get some stucco and stuff and try to make a mushroom top for it and turn those little stumps into mushrooms, and then put rock and flowers and stuff like that, and even maybe a couple of gnomes and stuff up underneath there. I think that'd be a pretty cool little project. So I'm looking forward to that. Get into my creative side a little bit, my little crafting and creating. So once I get everything kind of going and I have an off day where I just kind of want to do a fun project and not like a heavy working project, I think I might try that. I think it'll end up turning out pretty cool. All right, let's get this thing dug up, because it ain't getting no colder out here, I promise you that.
Slow down, mama, why you talk so mean? Good Lord, Nashville, it ain't what it seems. Got nice clothes, late night shows, boogie down at the bar. Fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now and don't look back. But hey, don't you wanna play?
All right, we got the stump dug up, leveled out. We got all this pretty much leveled. The rock will take care of leveling the rest. I'm not going to put fabric down, that landscape fabric down. This is up underneath the canopy. One day it'll actually be concrete anyways, and I'll deal with all of that then. There's no grass or anything like that's going to grow here, so I can just put the rock down. Save the landscape fabric for whenever I do the little parking area out there for the truck, because there's already grass out there. But the next step that we're going to work on is we're going to try to move this big green egg right here. Now this is one expensive joker right here, and it's all ceramic. So it's very fragile and it's very heavy. So me and Uber's going to try to tackle this. I think what I'm going to do is try to hook a strap at those four corners all the way around and kind of sling it so it's not trying to push pressure on the egg to crack it, and try to short rig it as short as possible. That way I can still get it up underneath the canopy over there whenever I move it, and see if I can get it moved. First step we're going to have to do is get these blocks over here, these little pavers, level where I want it to set. It's not too bad right here. I just need to kind of rake it out a little bit, get it a little bit level, space out the blocks where it's actually going to set, and then bring it over here and set it down nice and easy. And then we'll start bringing in all the rock here and try to make it look good up in here. Let's get at it. It's getting hotter. That right there was harder than it should have been. Boy, look at here. And a little stressful. I'm happy to have the big green egg in its new home. It's gonna be on the corner right here. I'll still have plenty of room to walk through right here to go out that way if I want to. I got to straighten these up a little bit. I knew they'd kind of get messed up when I was doing it, and I put 6 down. I knew I only needed 4, but I wanted to put 6 down because I didn't know exactly where the feet were going to land. I'll straighten all that up before I put the rock in. Make sure that everything's level, make sure the egg's level. That way whenever I'm cooking that good over the top chili, it ain't sitting like this. Whew. But that right there was the biggest stressful part I had to deal with today. But as y'all can see, I'm leaking, guys. I'm leaking. It is hot. I think I'm going to kick on the generators, turn the air conditioner on for a minute, and go ahead and take a lunch break. And then we'll come back out here and keep getting with it. Making progress, though. Making progress. Wow. I needed that break. I needed that food. I was starting to feel a little weak out here, getting a little hot and hungry. But I had a good roast beef and turkey sandwich, and now it is time to take the forks off of the tractor, and then we got to go ahead and put the bucket on and start scooping some rock and leveling it right there, which I'm pretty excited about. Should add a little color to the cabin right there, give it a little pop, and also make it to where so much dirt doesn't come in and out of the cabin, which makes keeping it clean and organized just a little bit easier. Let's get the tractor fired up, get the forks off, get everything changed out, and get this thing going. On the good news, which you can't really tell, but it is actually thundering. It looks like it's darkening up over here a little bit. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain, not much, but enough to cool it off a little bit. And the next couple of days is supposed to not get out of the 80s. So I'm looking forward to that, but the only bad thing is it's during the week, and I work during the day during the week. But it should be a little cooler on the evenings when I get off work, so I can get some stuff done and not sweat my booyaka off. Come on. Woo! Hot is an understatement. It is getting it out here. I don't know if you can see all the sweat on me. Whew. Well, I tell you what, it's hot, but it's worth it. I think it turned out amazing. The rock turned out real nice in here. So we are one more step closer. Let me get over here and see if it'll adjust with the lighting. The sun's already broke on this side of the cabin, so we got a little shadow action going. But it turned out pretty good. See if the view's better out here. Probably not. It's probably all shadowed. What I want to do is get some bigger boulders, put along the edge right here, leave an opening to be able to come out the door, and then go there, bring it about halfway down on that edge to where the grill is right there, and leave the opening there, and kind of do the same thing here. That way you got to walk through there, and one in the center right here. I'm not going to put boulders all the way across. I'm going to put a couple of big boulders spaced out. And then sometime this week, I'll go and get some plants, some real nice plants to bring in some color and stuff right here. We're making progress though, guys. We're making progress. You got to want it though. You definitely got to want it out here in this kind of weather. Woo! All right, guys, it's been a few days. I have been busy, but we're going to get back on this outdoor kitchen. Now that I got a couple more supplies, a couple more cool things. Got the sawmill on the mountain now, and Uber's back. But we're going to do something a little sketchy today. But we got to get all of this off of this roof before I actually put the rock down right here, because I don't want all of that falling in the rock and then me having to have a hard time cleaning up the rock. And that's something that needs to be done anyways. We got a little redneckery going on here today. I went ahead and taped 2 curtain rods up to extend the broom. I'm going to try to climb up right here on the pitch of the house. I don't want to get on this because I don't think it's structurally secure enough for me. I'm going to try to stay right here on the edge, use the broom and push it as far that way as I can, hopefully all the way off. But if not, at least over here, so I can put the ladder over here to get everything. But it's getting hotter by the minute, so let's go ahead and get at it. I'll probably do this in a time lapse, put some of them good groovy tunes on this thing. All right, let's get it going. But that worked out pretty good. I ended up going ahead and doing both roofs because I will be working on this section next. And one of the big fears of mine around here is whenever I'm burning the burn barrel or something like that, or the fire pit, that an ember would get up there and fall on that, because that's just like a big old dry thing of kindling. So I'm glad I got that off. Put my mind at a little bit of ease. It also makes the tin and stuff rust. It's just not good. It'll mess up your shingles. All of this stuff that came off the roof, and there's a lot of it, it pitches like this as it goes down. I'm actually going to rake all of this over here in the low area, and I'm also going to collect all of that and put in the low area. Then I'm going to take this fabric cloth right here, I'm going to run it all the way down, and then I'll line it with rock that I've been collecting right there. That's a lot of rock, ain't it, guys? I think it's going to end up looking pretty good. It's going to be a little bit of work. I'm going to go ahead and put the fabric down, and then I'm going to cut some holes in it for the flowers that I'm going to put here. I don't know how well that's going to work with digging the holes. I'm going to try to use Country Road Cure's auger. After I cut the hole, let it dig down. It should push the dirt back over the fabric, which should weigh down the fabric a little bit while I plant the plants. That's the theory anyways. But we're going to try it, and then once I get all the plants planted, I'm going to take some of that rock right there and extend this out and rock it all the way down. And plus, I also got some other stuff out here to add a little sexy to this area, but you're going to have to stick around to the end of the video for that. All right, let me get to raking. It's getting hotter. We're making progress though. I think it's going to look real good out here when it's done. Whew. Well, I tell you what, that rock gets heavy fast out here in this heat. But we got it done. It's starting to take shape. I think it's going to end up looking really cool. Check this out. I know the lighting probably ain't the best, but we got it right there. We'll have a little walkway right here to the door. Got it lined out all the way to the corner here. But it looks really good. Now what I want to do is go ahead and get all the plants in place, kind of get a general layout of where they're going to go. That way I know where to put a hole in the landscaping fabric and start augering and digging and getting them in the ground. and then we'll bring the rock in, and that part of this project will be complete. Let me show you some of the sexy that we brought for the outdoor kitchen area. Look at that, guys. Some of them fell over coming up my bumpy driveway. But I got 4 hanging plants, and then I got a little bit of color. A lot of these are seasonal. Only the grass, I think, are actually perennials. So I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to bury the pot halfway and then put rock around it. That way I can just pull the pot up and change them out seasonal and put the perennials in the ground, and also stuff like this. I believe this will actually come back and spread a little bit. And then my other plants, this brutal heat has been getting them. They're almost dead. I've had a couple of them have a hard time. I've been watering them in the morning and evening, and it just ain't working. So I need to get them in the ground. I'm probably going to put them in that area, go ahead and put them in the ground, see if I can save them. If not, then I'll just have to dig them up and replace them. But those were bought for the fire pit area, but I'm still at least a week out, and I don't think they're going to make it a week. I don't even know if they're going to make it at all. But let me get these laid out, and then I'll show you guys and see what y'all think. And then we'll go ahead and start getting stuff in the ground. One step at a time, one step at a time, but it's coming together. Still got a long ways to go though. All right, we got all the plants over here. I think this is gonna turn out quite nice. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna arrange them yet. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is hang these hanging plants where I want them. That way I can kind of see the color palette. I'm a visual type person. And then I'll start spacing them around here. I got a little trick for cutting out a good hole in this fabric too. I'll show y'all here in a minute. But yeah, let me get my drill and stuff, and we'll get these hung up, and then we'll go from there. I think that looks pretty good. I actually ended up unscrewing them and screwing them up probably about 3 inches higher. I felt like they was hanging a little too low. This isn't that high of a space right here. But I think it turned out pretty nice. Now the reason why I stopped this one here instead of going on down a little bit more is because all the heat from the big green egg comes out right here. And I didn't want that right there. It ended up killing the plant. I'm going to do something else on this corner. I'll show y'all here shortly. Something else to bring a little bit of atmosphere and beauty to this area. But all in all, not too bad. Now I got a good reference on color as far as up here. Now I'll start laying out up underneath. I'm going to do one flower bed at a time, and we'll see how it turns out. Now I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not the best gardener. I've done a lot of big gardens and stuff before with my dad growing up. And I also used to work in the fields all the time as a young teenager, actually before I was a teenager. So I know that part of it, but as far as flowers and stuff like that and little flower beds, I'm kind of new to this. But I feel like I got a decent style, so I think I'll be able to pull something together. I think it's gonna look good though. It's definitely gonna add a whole lot of pop of color to this old abandoned cabin. Come on. All right, I'm gonna start right down here on the end. These ones in the black pots, I'm gonna go ahead and take out of the pots. I'm gonna use the pot, turn it upside down, put pressure on the landscape fabric, use my razor knife to cut around it, and then I'll use the auger for these bigger ones. And that should give me a perfect little circle without ripping and making it difficult. As far as the ones that's got the nicer pots that I'm gonna have to change out seasonal, I'm just gonna dig a hole and bury the whole pot. That way, whenever I change it out, I can just pull the pot out, put more potting soil in it, a new plant. Should make it a little easier. Let's get started. I love it when a plan comes together. Let me go ahead and show you guys what it turned out like with the holes. As you can see, I got perfectly round holes everywhere that I want to put the plants. I didn't do it for those little ones right there. I'm just going to cut a little square, use a little shovel or something. I don't even know if I have a little shovel. I'll find something, kind of dig out for those right there. But now I should be able to crank up the auger this down, and get these planted in a hurry. Whew, gotta love having an auger. Definitely makes it a lot easier, especially here in the mountains with so much rock. There's a lot of rock in there. But we got the holes. That worked out just as planned. How often does that happen? Whew. All right, let's get these suckers in the ground.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had $1 and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat and learned to rob and steal. When my feet had touched dry land, how happy I did feel. Been saving every penny for to make up through the fall. Working for that dollar, but it never adds up at all. Coming around the river bank, heard the old train whistle sing. The very next thing you hear from me, I've been tied to a board.
All right, we got the first section planted. I think it turned out pretty good. It's gonna look real good whenever the rock gets in there. But I think I got everything spaced out pretty good. I'm gonna mirror this over there. That way both sides kind of look the same. I got a little bit of grass, but we still got a ways to go. I need to go ahead and do the same thing over there. I'll probably put that on a time lapse and go ahead and bring in the rock, and then I'll bring y'all back and show you the final of the flower bed, and then we'll move on to hanging the lighting and some of those special surprises that I told you about as far as the sexy goes. And then we'll go ahead and start putting the outdoor kitchen together. Whew, this is probably gonna be a long video, but it should be epic when it's done. Let's get at it. Whew, it's hot out here. I know I look good on camera right now. I am filthy. Look at that. Whew. Whew, it's crazy. But we finished that part of this project and it turned out amazing, guys. Amazing. Look at this.
I ended up having this flat stone right here that I've had for a while now. And I knew this right here is what I was gonna do with it, is put it in the middle of the walkway and put rock around it. It turned out amazing. We got the flowers up here. Let me give you the front view. Hopefully the sun will stay down for a second so we can get a good look. I am very, very happy with the way it turned out. Whew. But that's one project down. Still got more to go. I'm actually gonna hang some lights up here. The lights ain't as sexy as the rest of this. They're more like construction lights, but it'll give me good lighting for filming at night. I'll end up getting something better that looks a little bit better later on, but for right now, it'll do the trick. And also the little bit of sexy that I said I was gonna add later, I'm actually gonna put a bird feeder right out there. And I also got a real nice hummingbird feeder. It's a blown glass one that I'm gonna put right in between those two. So when I'm sitting right over here, the hummingbirds will come and I can enjoy the view. And then we gotta set the shelving up, the burner up, and bring the tables in. I'm also gonna put the outdoor sink around there so I can wash dishes. So now we got a little bit more jewelry to put on this section. And then we'll start putting this outdoor kitchen together. We are getting close. There's a lot of steps in this process, but I tell you what, this looks so much better than it used to. I'm actually gonna stand back and see what it looks like overall. Whew, it doesn't look like an abandoned cabin anymore. Look at that, we got the roof cleaned off. Man, that looks good. I also went ahead and cleared out this area right here, leveled it off some. I had some holes right here from digging up stumps and cutting down trees. All the stuff that I didn't use up underneath there that I wanted to kind of compost down, I actually put in these holes and leveled it out a little bit. Need to bring a little bit more dirt here, but that way I can start planting grass right here. And once grass goes all the way up to those rocks right there, that right there is going to look amazing. All right, let me get the bird feeders and we'll go ahead and hang those. And then we'll start working on the outdoor kitchen. That sun will be going down in a couple hours. Whew. I need to get those lights on because that's gonna be the best time to do the outdoor kitchen. All right, I just enjoyed some of those chicken wings that I cooked last night and some of those jalapeno poppers. Come on, them was amazing. Amazing. That little air fryer did work. But while I was eating, look who showed up.
What's going on?
Half Pint is back on Come On Mountain.
What's up?
And Eclipse is constantly pestering
Crazy.
him right now.
Very excited to see me. I miss her too.
What are you doing, Eclipse? I know. You wanting to see your brother.
Always biting my hand. She's
She's got all kinds of energy.
She does.
But I'm glad that he showed up because now I got some help to finish up this project. It should make it go a little bit faster. I got a moving around cameraman now. Come on.
Precisely.
But we're going to go ahead and start working on this and this. We got this bird feeder right here. Now this is supposed to be the what's happening. Now, I don't know. It's supposed to be squirrel proof. Something about when the weight gets on there, it closes the little port so the squirrel can't eat the food. I don't know. We're going to give it a shot.
Fancy.
They was proud of that sucker too. I didn't realize how proud they was of it until I actually got outside and looked at the receipt, and I was like, oh Lord baby Jesus, there's a fire. But I went ahead and got it because I think it's cool and it'll match the outlook here. And then we got a nice hummingbird blown glass one. Look at this, guys. Tell me that right there ain't bringing this sexy. We're going to hang that somewhere around here or probably over there in front of where the setting area is. I think it's going to look real good. And then we also got some of these construction lights right here. Now these are not sexy. This is what sexy is not. But we're going to make it work. I'm going to tuck them in there the best that I can. But I need regular light bulbs. I ended up getting some daylight ones, LEDs. That way I can light it up out here for Fired Up Fridays. And then also I got these, which I've had these for a while. Same thing I use inside the cabin, and it pretty much puts each extension cord on a remote, 1, 2, 3, so I can turn on and off the lights outside all in one spot. But enough talking about it, let's be about it. Come on, let's go ahead and get this thing popping. I don't know if I'm going to talk to y'all while I do this or do a time lapse and put a little bit of that funky jam on there, but who knows? We'll see. I'll let you know. Hey, repurpose, reuse. I still don't know how. Oh, there it is. So now that it's hanging, I know how it works. If a bird gets on here, you'll still have the openings, but if a squirrel gets on here, his weight will make it go down and actually close off the ports where he can't get the food. So how cool is that? I hope so, because they're proud of it. We're gonna see how good it works. If I see out here with a bunch of squirrels having a little block party on my bird food, they might get it back. Hang the first one about right here. Like I said, I'm going as high on the board as I can. Just try to keep those big old yellow globes out of view. Who used to walk like that? Leave it in the comments. Come on. Just like butter, baby. Come on. Can you say tedious? On the other end of these cords, you actually have power. So if I put me a table or something right here and I need any kind of electric knife or anything like that when I'm grilling and cooking, I've got a power source right there as long as these lights are on. Whew, that was a pain in the rump shaker. And that was only step one. Let's keep getting it. All right, guys, got all the lights hooked up and everything's on a remote. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It didn't turn out too bad. You can only see a little bit of them. Honestly, the yellow is kind of a fun color anyway, so kind of helps with all the other pops of color. I went ahead and took these right here that were running down there and kind of folded them back around and then ran them right here to catch the plug for that. As you can see, number 2, if I hit number 2, bam, let there be light. If I hit number 1, I got these lights right here, which is also the main. If I hit 1, it shuts everything down. Turn on 1, turn on 2. And down here, the plug at the other end is actually connected to number 3. So whatever I have powered out here for the outdoor kitchen, I'll be able to turn on and off if need be, if I don't want to use that much. If I don't want to use that much power while I'm out here cooking and just want to run the lights. I'll probably end up showing y'all what this looks like all lit up at night too. But I'm gonna take a small water break and then we're gonna go ahead and put the shelves together and that double burner and start bringing in the tables, the griddle, and all that other stuff to build the outdoor kitchen. Now that we got light, even if it gets dark on us, we can still get to work. And honestly, it'll be a whole lot cooler. Come on. Wow, I think my hat says it all. It's been a long 2 weekends working on this project right here, but it turned out amazing. I like it. I got the outdoor kitchen area over here. I got plenty of space to work. Might add a little something over here, a little color, a little pop. But got a double burner right there, and those are some of them big old jet burners also, so that's pretty cool. I got cutting boards here. Once I get the sawmill fired up, I actually cut some slabs for the top of these wire shelves to be able to have better working space. But I'm able to put the propane down there, the coolers, the charcoal, all of the stuff for the griddle. I got the big green egg here. And I actually bought a fold up little 4-foot table that ended up fitting up perfect up there to give me a nice workspace until I get those slabs cut. Also, extras for the big green egg can go right here. I still got plenty of shelf space for spices or whatever I need. I will end up having to take the plants down whenever I'm cooking just because the heat won't be good for them. That one will probably be fine, but the one over that burner definitely will not be. And then over there, Levi's enjoying the setting area.
Yeah.
And Eclipse is bugging him. She's something else. She's been wide open all day.
Been nice to see her.
I do have the generator running in the background so y'all can see the lights. But all in all, I am very, very happy with the way this turned out. Definitely looks good. It doesn't look so abandoned anymore. The next project is this area. This will be where I keep the kayak, the four-wheeler, and all of my outdoor adventure stuff. I also got a little project that I'll be doing here in this section right here as well. But before I jump on that, I'm more than likely going to finish the fire pit area. I like to finish projects before I get too many of them open. But until we see each other again, guys, come on, let's go on another adventure.